We're here in Sony Vegas Video version 8, and I'd like to show you a nice tip I've learned recently, and that's about batch exporting. Now, batch exporting allows you to export many different clips all at the same time, or without having to restart a render again and again. This is helpful when you have to do things like, for instance, render a bunch of little audio tracks for an audio CD. You don't want to have one monster track. What you can do is you can set up renders and have every little track go individually, all without babysitting your computer. The way to do this is you set up a little highlight the first section you want to render, press R, that sets up a region. Go to the next section, hit R, set up a region, go to all the other ones that you need, and we're making regions around every little point we want. So now what we do is we go to Tools, go to Scripting, go to Batch Render, and we'll pull up a window here with all our different formats we can have. So we're doing audio, so let's go to Wave, and we want to be careful. If you select this box, it's going to select every single wave format audio we can make. So let's not do that. We want to just select one. 44 by 16-bit is a good format for audio CDs. Now we want to go down here, render project. We don't want to render the whole project. We don't want to render just a selection. We want to render our regions. And make sure you only have regions in your project of things you want to render at this time. Then we want to make sure we browse and save it in the right place. Save it on the desktop. And we just press OK. And see how easy that is. It's rendering every single little audio track, and we are done. So it's a lot quicker than having to click it through every single time you want to render something. It just does it all at once. You can use this for video as well. I did a project where there's many speeches, like 20 of them, and they wanted every single one individually made in a highly compressed format in Windows Media Video. And so that was very helpful in making that not take forever, because every single render took an hour. You can imagine if I had to babysit the computer every hour setting up the next render, that's a hassle. Don't want to do that. Batch render saved the day. Next thing, a few little navigation tips. Say we have a big old huge wedding video, a million different clips all cut up together. Something I want to show you. First of all, D twice gets you to the selection box. I hope you know that already. Select all your, imagine you're working on the wedding. You've got this huge reception section here, kind of all cut up, just a little spaced out here. You want to move it over to the rest of the wedding video. Say you spend some time selecting all this stuff over here, whatever it is that you've got, and but then your mouse is over here, and then when you zoom in, you're trying to move this over here with precision, but you can't really move it very precisely if you're all the way over here and you can't zoom in over there. So a little trick around this is page up and page down will move your mouse, your playhead, to the closest little dotted line, whatever you call it. Page up goes to the left, page down goes to the right. So if I put page up, then I use my mouse scroll to zoom right in. I now have not unselected all of the clips I picked. I can now move it with more precision, then page up again, zoom in, and I just moved it with precision without unselecting all my events that I painstakingly selected. It's very useful when you have a big, huge project and lots of little clips all over the place, and you're trying to move big parts of it around. Because the alternative would be, if your mouse was way over here, you select over here, it unselects everything over there. And you find yourself spending more time selecting clips than editing, which I don't want to do, and I know you don't want to either. And of course, there's a few other little things here I'm sure you're aware of. There's the grouping and ungrouping. U for ungroup, and you can now move this over there instead of having to right click and do it that way. Takes a little more menu switching and everything. It's much better just the G and the U. That's an easy one. Another thing, very helpful. Say you have a bunch of clips here that need color correcting. How do you do a lot of color correcting all at the same time when it's all a similar color correction that's needed? Let's see that. We'll go to color curves, which is one of my favorite color correcting tools. It doesn't, there's a few things I like about it. I'm not going to go into it. But say we want everything, well, I'm going to take this and make it bluer, or take out some red. So we take out a little red right there, and we like that, so we're going to call it take out red. We're going to save that, and we can then say we have a whole lot of events and clips that we want to apply that to. We do double D, select all the clips we want, and we find the saved takeout red, and boom, we have them all affected. So it's a lot harder to do that in other ways. Hopefully you know this, and if not, you're probably going to be happy you know it now. It's very important, so you can save it and then select all these clips, and then you pick your save adjustment and apply it to all of them. Very helpful. A few other things I like that are important to know. Select the project in your media list. Now what this allows you to do is, boom, it goes right, you have 1,000 clips, 324 to be exact, and you're trying to find which one's which. Well, you just go straight to it. It's automatic. This allows you to, for instance, say you have a rendered 3D image and you're trying to get to the latest rendered 3D version. You select this, you can replace it with anything you want or need. You can swap it out with ease. Other things that might be helpful for is if you have a picture and you have a newer version of that picture. I always just rename the picture the same name as the other one, and it just automatically finds it. But if you need to replace it, that's an easy way to do it. Another very valuable tip: you can open another project within a project. I didn't know this until 4 years after starting using this program. I'm going to go to the desktop and pick up, I have a photo slideshow, a little slideshow of a couple that got married just yesterday actually, Daniel and Alma. So we can actually pick that project and just drop it right in. There's a few things I didn't find. I didn't really link it up very well, but nonetheless, you have a project open up inside another project on the timeline. It's very helpful in certain situations. For instance, I'll show you one of them right now. Is you can take the whole project, speed it up, apply velocity, make it even faster, whatever you want to do. You can apply it to the whole project and you don't need to render. This could be helpful when you're doing titling. It can also help for time lapses, because in Vegas there's kind of a limit to how fast you can make something go. But if you make this go fast and put a velocity at 300%, then open it up in another project and then squeeze it and put another velocity at 300%, you're getting pretty fast. And sometimes you need to speed up a clip that much because it's a time lapse of a sunset, whatever it is. So that's just a few more advanced Vegas video tricks that I wanted to share with you, and hope you enjoyed.